But yeah, basically, I knew my dad's "be careful" was always, even when I had a girlfriend, and it wasn't her I was going to hang out with. It was always the "don't get anybody careful" or pregnant. Be pregnant. Don't get anyone careful. Soccer balls.
Oh man.
I love soccer balls. That almost didn't come out the way I wanted it to.
I love careful balls.
Shut up. So yeah, it was one of those things, because that's kind of the warning I get from my family
Shit.
now. It's always the, just don't get someone pregnant. Like, you should have
I go yellow.
I'm following you. You should have heard, like, his response when he found out me and Sarah went on 3 dates and she was staying over at my apartment. Which, by the way, I
God.
hope Mom and Dad aren't watching this. Me and Sarah went on 1 date and she stayed over at my apartment. She hated that fact, so I'm also sorry, Sarah. Because she hated it because I would tease her with it, because she, like, it wasn't like, you know, she didn't like me or anything, because obviously we dated for, like, 4 months.
Something like that, yeah.
But it was just the fact that 1 date and she stayed over at my place. And not on the couch.
No, I understand.
I know. So yeah, she hated that fact, but I would tease her about it. Because she would be saying something, and like she would start to tease me, and you know how I am. I'm competitive in everything.
Uh-huh.
So she would start to tease me, and I would just look at her and be like, 1 date! And she went, I'm sorry! I'm like, no, not what I meant! Because you know how also I very much am, if somebody starts crying in front of me, I break down pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not good with handling other people's negative emotions all the time. So it was just, like, I'd be like, 1 date, and she'd about to start crying. I'm like, no, don't do that, please, stop.
Damn it. This car sucks.
Yeah, so that's why I don't drive it that much. I may sell it. I got it for free. Soccer balls! This one's coming with me. No, it's not.
Oh!
This one's coming with me. Nope. Maybe. No. Okay.
You can play with the soccer balls for a little bit here.
No, I already passed them. They didn't want to go with me. Thad, why don't balls like
Soccer
me?
balls! Damn it! How did I lose control of that? Alright.
So, other stories you got? Like, anything from college?
From college that you don't know?
I don't know some of the stories from the drinking nights that well, because remember, those nights I just hang out with Ted and Gerardo.
You weren't really a part of our drinking nights, now that
Yeah,
I think about it.
exactly. I know you tried to pick a fight with Tommy once.
Yeah. FYI, don't pick a fight with Marines.
Ex-Marines. Or, you know, enlisted either.
Well, Marines in general.
Yeah. I just can't believe you tried to
Especially
pick a
when
fight
there's-
with him.
Big as Tommy. And see, now I don't even know what instigated it. I just like...
You!
Okay. Well, obviously me. Well, it's Tommy. It could have been him.
It could have been,
Down.
but at the same point, I don't know. Like, I spent a lot of time talking to Tommy that summer I worked maintenance, because he was still taking classes at the campus, so me and Monica talked to him a lot. Plus, you know, he was the parent of my child in our human development class. We were the gay couple.
Oh, fuck.
Our child's name was Duck Hunting. Or no, Elk Hunting. Yeah.
Damn it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this race.
So, I actually know Tommy pretty well, and it takes a bit to piss him off unless you know the exact topics to get on.
Well, like,
Which are
the thing
usually
was,
calling
like,
into question any military service, or the United States in general.
So I was drinking quite a hefty amount. In fact, I remember finishing off a bottle of peppermint schnapps through a drinking horn.
Good job.
I think that was the same night. I also remember using a fire extinguisher till it's completely empty. But
Yeah, you know Michelle
that was
hates
because
us for a
somebody
lot of
else
the shit
started
we
that.
did.
She also can't prove most of it.
Yeah, she told us that herself when Cody came back to visit.
So I was sitting. So I was just like, I went and sprayed was messing around with the fire extinguisher because somebody else had started messing with the fire extinguisher, and then nothing. And then all of a sudden, I come back and I'm arguing with Tommy. That is what I remember. So I'm arguing with him about the fire extinguisher, and then it kicks in. You are very angry. You should not be angry at this man who could kill you.
This is the wrong person to direct anger at. Choose Nathan.
I just like all of a sudden just came back and was like, I'm gonna die if I don't stop. No,
Your brain's just like,
not the way
Thad.
down.
If you don't stop now, Tommy will murder you and no one will know.
I smoked weed for the first time ever with Ian.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You remember seeing me the first time I ever smoked weed.
Yeah, even though I didn't know at the time.
I know, that's made it funnier. Because I just remember coming back and you're like, hey buddy, how you doing? I'm like, we need to go to Come
Well,
and Go.
no, because yeah, we went to Come and Go, and the guy gave us all that free food because, you know, he was gay for you.
At least that's our thought process. I mean, I kept getting free shit from him, so I won't dispute it. But yeah, just we went to Come and Go, and the guy I was like, you know, are these free? Thad!
You did that.
Right, that just spiked it over
well-
positive 6 decibels.
So, no, like, the first time I smoked weed was with Ian,
Yeah,
which actually may have been before you smoked weed.
I think
I don't
it
remember
was.
when that
Because I remember
was.
Cody was so disappointed in you for it. By the time it got to me, he was like, it's fine.
Well, guess who's
I
having to
saw you
restart?
go off the edge.
So, I had been drinking. I was drinking a lot, which ultimately led to me making this decision
To smoke weed
to
or
be okay with it.
fight Tommy.
Yeah. Well, both, but it wasn't on the same night.
Okay. Alcohol makes your best stories and your worst decisions.
Yeah. So we were. I was drinking a lot, and all of us had decided that we wanted to watch Adventure Time, which I am more than willing to do. I love Adventure Time, and I had the move. I had the.
You're
I
on
had
level
the
6.
first season at the time. What?
What happens at level 12? Nah! Don't you go near level 12!
Oh, that's. They're tiers, first of all. Second of all,
You still know
like
what I'm talking
15 or
about.
19. Yeah. Anybody who's watched that show knows.
I was about to say, okay, you correct me on quotes all the time, but the problem is you know exactly what I'm going towards. So you shouldn't need to correct me. I got my
But like everybody had decided to watch Adventure Time, and I was gonna go get the the show to set it up, and that's what. And I was tipsy to say the least, and so Ian comes in, and like everybody was like, "Hey, you want to watch Adventure Time with us?" And he goes, "Yes, but first I have a proposition for you, Clifford." And I was like, "Oh, for me? What's that?" Thinking more alcohol was involved because Ian tends to get me drunk faster because he
Ian
has
tends
good
to have
shit.
moonshine.
Moonshine, Patron, which is the first time I ever tried Patron, and
I still don't do. I've never drank tequila. Just want to say that right now.
I've had two different kinds of tequila, and let me tell you, Patron is the best I've had.
I've never had any tequila.
Well, I've never gotten drunk off tequila because I hear that that's a pain in the ass.
I've also never dealt with a hangover, and all I drink is vodka and rum. Sometimes whiskey. So.
My only saving grace about the hangover that I had while at your place when we stayed up till 4 in the morning,
The last time
Was
you
that
were
I
in
had-
Colorado.
yeah,
Yeah.
was the fact that I had a Gatorade waiting for me in the car, and it was still semi-cold because it was kept in a cooler. And I was like, it'll be fine, I'll just drink this. And then later, my stomach was okay enough that I was able to drink some more, so...
See, here's my
Um,
problem. What do
no.
you define as hangover?
You have a splitting headache, and your stomach feels just absolutely fucked for the rest of the
See, I never get the headache. Sometimes I get the stomach. But usually it also falls in place with, you know, I didn't eat anything the day before, because you know how I am sometimes, I just don't eat.
Yeah.
So
I
I've
was
never
telling
had
Lauren
the
that,
headache.
like, if it weren't for her, I'd probably go hungry living on my
Yeah.
own.
Oh, come on, you could eat like I do.
No.
Come on, I don't eat that bad.
No, so, Ian was like, I want to smoke weed with you. And I think only Jordan was in the room at the time.
Yeah.
And
That
so,
would make sense for why
I was
nobody said anything against it.
yeah. And so, like, I was just like, sure, I'll go do that. And so, we went out to his truck, and we, there was, like, I don't know how much weed was there. He had only, like, half a blunt left. And so, we split it between the two of us. And we came back in, and Adventure Time was fucking awesome.
I bet. That show's
It was
trippy enough
off.
as
It
is.
Yeah, dude, like, nothing. Oh man, that's partly why I miss weed, because anime was so much better, and so
dude,
was
okay, I
stupid
haven't
cartoons like that.
I haven't smoked weed since you were last out here. So
Yeah.
February, March.
You should get a hold of my cousin and see if he can
Sean?
leave you that pipe I left him. Yeah. Well,
Why?
duh,
Is he
which
not
cousin
using
would I
it?
be talking about? He has his own. We smoked out of
valid
his
point.
own.
And you hate my tiny pipe.
I do. I fucking hate it with a passion because I always burn myself.
But no, I
I
haven't
remember
smoked
that
weed
time
since
that I was like, I only have a little bit of weed left, and I don't.
I only have
pipe.
a little pipe.
Fuck.
Shut up. You know how that's meant to be taken.
But no. But the great thing about the first time that I smoked weed was the fact that you guys were putting me to bed, even though I could have gone to bed on my own. I was feeling just fine at that point, except for the minor high I was still on.
Yeah.
Which is why I was doing the play yelling at you, because I was just having a great time because of the fact that, like, you guys were putting me in bed and you kicked something and turned on my TV, and I was like, you turned on my TV, and you guys were like, no we did not. I'm like, yes, I can hear it. And you were like, no, Thad, nothing's happening. And I was like, look, and you finally looked out and saw it was on. You're like, oh, okay. That's just to tell you how okay I
Dude.
was that night,
Okay.
because of the fact that you guys thought I was just fucking gone.
Do you remember the first time I was drunk in front of everybody at Nichols? In fact, the only time I
Yeah,
was drunk
because
in front of
I
everybody
recorded
at Nichols? Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying you remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened after Cody put me to bed?
No.
Okay, basically, Cody had to put me to bed 3 times that night. Because you know how I get sometimes when I'm drunk, okay?
Okay.
Like, it's a family trait, apparently, from what I saw with Sam. I was about to say, we're almost out of tracks to run, dude.
There's 15 tracks. I feel like we've done them all at the same time, that I'm like, I don't think we have.
But, so you were with him the first time he put me to bed, when he just put me in the room, right?
I don't
basically,
remember, because I was
you-
pretty drunk at that point too.
Well, yeah, you basically immediately went upstairs and crashed out after that moment. Okay?
Okay.
Cody is still downstairs because he was talking. It may have been to Gerardo because Gerardo heard everything, and Nathan was also out there. So Cody's still downstairs. And I kind of open the door and I peek my head out, and I see Cody, but he's not paying attention. And so I take off to head back upstairs to wake you up. So Cody sees me as I reach the stairs, picks me up, puts me in a fireman's carry over his shoulder, and takes me back to my room.
I think I actually remember that.
He puts me in my room, closes the door. Or actually, Cody only had to take me back twice. Nathan handled the last time, okay? So Cody
Okay.
closes the door, but as he's closing it, he goes, Craig, I'm locking the door. Which, do you remember the doors at the college?
Yeah.
You can't lock them from the outside.
No.
And he was already outside the door. He didn't have a hand inside. And he just goes, I'm locking the door. I'm like, don't do that. I can't get out. He's like, Craig, I'm doing it for your safety. And I immediately, and you're going to know how I said it that way, but I go, what if there's a fire?